All right. I am so excited for this report. Tonight, hello, welcome everyone to our Team Passion call.
Mhm.
Tonight, I am going to share, depending on how much time we have, I'm going to start with the projected rank report in our coach office, and then I might, just show a couple other things there. But I'm so excited about this. So, for those of you who are ready to build a business past emerald to diamond to potentially 2-star diamond, um, this is so helpful. So we used to have to, let me share my screen and show you. So when I was working on trying to get to 15-star, I would have to go to this report section and go to sponsorship drill down in our coach office, which I still do out of habit because it's the report I know because it's been 13 years of this report. But I would sit here and I would go, okay, by Wednesday night, everything has to line up a certain way or my rank will drop, right? And so I would have to go into this report, click on every emerald, see if they're if they had any emeralds, and then if they had any emeralds, and see who was going and act. And I had to expand this entire list and see who was going to drop rank or who needed what to get up to the rank and all of that stuff. And so now, right in our home screen, like we have been at, so it's crazy. One of the founding coaches actually wrote an Excel spreadsheet that he used to give to us, and we would plug in and it would generate it for us. Like, so he wrote a whole report because we didn't have one. So I was so excited when this came out. And not only because, like, so I just showed you that I went in that sponsorship drill down. I was like, who's gonna drop rank? Who's going inactive? Who I shouldn't have to do that, right? So for the people who are truly working the business, working towards diamond, working towards 2-star, they should be in their sponsorship drill down doing that every Wednesday, right? And so that's all, that was always the goal. But now this makes it even easier for you. So right here, you see projected rank 1-star diamond for this Thursday, right? And you click on the blue projected rank. And I've already done this, so I don't know if this does this a second time. Let's see. Okay, it's not going to. So when you first go into this report, all of these pop-ups are going to pop up for you. It's going to say, here's your coach ID, here's where your name is, here's your current rank, it's going to, and then it's going to explain what this all means to you. So this is going to be so cool for the first, if you guys have not done this yet, do it when you have time, because it's going to pop up these little pop-ups that explain all of these categories. It explains that to maintain a partner, you have to have, I don't know, will it come up if I click it? No. Um, you have to have 50 PV or 50 customer volume or preferred customer order every 6 months. EV, you have to have this every 5 weeks. Like it's gonna go through every requirement. I mean, I could sit here and go through all of this, but it's gonna go through all of your requirements for your current rank, and then it'll go and tell you what you need for 2-star. So my next rank is 2-star. So it's saying, right here, how much more I have 13. So it's telling me I have 1393 PV. I need 200 PV. So check, right? That's plenty. It's telling me how many active coaches I need per leg. Check, right? How many coaches, how many emeralds do I need? Check. And so then it's showing me over here where I'm missing. So I don't have a diamond on my left leg currently. And that is how I would get to 2-star. Now my second business center is on my left leg, which means I'm in control of popping this rank back up to 2-star. So I know what I need. I need an emerald on my right leg. I know what I need to do. But it shows you under here what you need for the next rank and then what you currently have. So this is like so cool. And then when you scroll down, you know, it shows you what everything's happening here, who your emeralds are, who your partners are, what leg they're on, and how everything's playing out. So it's very, very cool. I will still kind of look at my sponsorship drill down because I still kind of need to get used to this. Like what, I don't know what this down arrow means yet. Like, let me see what it's going to tell me to do. Oh, it pulls up. Whoops. Oh, it pulls up. How does Cheryl get to her next rank? And then it shows me her downline and how that's pretty cool. So yeah. So it's awesome. I can't even believe, like, as soon as this came up, everyone was like, oh my gosh, thank you for this. I don't know what this means. View legend. I don't know. But there's so many things that you can learn and that you can look at. So let me log out and go into that's what I can do. Let me go into my second business center and go through this with you so that it'll show you those pop-ups. It should, because I haven't done this yet in my second business center. It takes longer for things to pop up when I have this screen share up. So make sure you kind of watch last week's vision call too, because we talked about having the vision for rank and kind of what that all means and why and the importance of it. So make sure you watch last week's call too. So, all right. So this is my second business center, which I am projected to be emerald on Thursday. Unless I do these few things. Let me see. Will it? Oh no. Will it pop things up? No, it's not gonna do it. It will do it for you guys because I remember doing it in my first business. I was like, what is this? It explains every little thing. So same thing here. To become the next rank of Ruby, it's telling me I need 75 PV. I have 444. It's telling me I need 4 active PCs or partners, 2 on each leg. Check. 2 projected emeralds, 1 on each leg. I have 3 emeralds on my left leg, none on my right leg. And then if I wanted to click this and say, okay, well, I want to be a diamond, it will change it. No? Is it not going to do that? I guess not. But anyway, it just tells you kind of what.
Oh, something has changed.
Oh, something changed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed the PV, but it won't change this over here. Oh, yeah. No, it changed it. Because this is for Star Diamond, right?
Okay, I thought I was crazy because I'm like, I thought it changed, but
okay. This is what I was. Okay, there we go. I got it. Okay. Yes, it was changed. Sorry. Yeah. So that's cool. So if you're like, well, I don't necessarily want to be Ruby. I want to skip over Ruby and go right to Diamond because that's usually kind of what happens. Because Ruby, you still have to have 2 emeralds. So usually we have plenty of PCs and plenty of, partners on each leg. Like I have 13, you only need 4 for Ruby, right? It's the emerald. So as soon as I pop a right leg emerald, I'm gonna pop right to diamond. I'm gonna skip Ruby. Ruby's not gonna be an issue because I have at least, so diamond will show you, because I have at least 8 coaches, 4 on each leg, and then I'll have at least 1 emerald, 1 on each leg, and that will go automatically to diamond. So I've already hit all these requirements for diamond. I'm just missing the emerald on the right leg. So, and then it shows you all your active partners here. I love this. Does this all make sense?
I
Let
think
me-
that'll actually make it easier
Yeah.
for me as I go along, just because it helps me to be able to look at that stuff and go, okay, this is exactly what you have to do.
Yeah.
It actually seems more doable to me, I think, when I can see right in front of me what is exactly I need
Need
to
to be
do.
done.
Yeah. And fun little shapes and stuff too to like it's like a little fun puzzle thing to look at. Yeah. Let me pull up my third business center here. Ella has a friend sleeping over, so she's just arriving, so the dog's. To ask Mark for help. All right, so then this is my third business center. And I think I need emeralds on both legs for this. Yeah. So again, this shows Ruby, shows how much PV I have, how much I need, how many active PCs or partners I have, how many I need, check, 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 and then I don't have any emeralds. So again, as soon as I get the 2 emeralds, I'll skip Ruby and pop right to diamond because I've hit. Oh, maybe not actually. If I hit diamond. Oh no, 6 and 5. Yeah. I have 6 and 5. So yep, and you only need 8. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so good. Like so good. While we're in here, what else? So this is something I typically look at that starting on Sunday, and then I check it all the way through till Wednesday, because on Thursday our Coach Online office doesn't look as if someone's Shakeology is scheduled to ship either Thursday, Friday, or Saturday of that week, it's going to show them inactive. And it might be someone that like is an emerald of yours that have been drinking Shakeology for 5 years, and you're like, why are they inactive? And we panic, but it just means it's their shake is about to ship that weekend. So I don't really look at this stuff, sponsorship drill down or projected rank, until Sunday. And then I sit down. So when I'm planning out my week with my goals and my to-do list, I sit down with that, and then I pull out I look in here and I say, okay, where is everybody at? And like today, I spent some time in the sponsorship drill down and looked and saw that people had delinquent business fees. So they changed their credit card, which it changed their Shakeology shipment, but it doesn't change the business service fees. This is just something that is talked about daily. IP Coach Relations page, like, why do we have to, like, a box should pop up and say, do you want your business service fee to also be updated with this credit card or something? Because it's ridiculous. And people's accounts get canceled because not everybody checks their email, or their email from the company goes to spam. You know, if it's someone who's a preferred customer that's just doing this for the discount, they're not checking for stuff, right? So so I will go in the sponsorship drill down and see, and I'll click on everybody's names and expand it and see if there's a red delinquent for anybody. Like I had someone today, like hidden in my third or second business center under a partner who's not working the business anymore. I just happened to expand everything and I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm so glad I did, because she hasn't paid her business service fee in months. And so once you hit 120 days, they just cancel you.
Oh,
I'm not paying it. And so I messaged her and I'm like, hey, I know you have no idea who I am, but this is who I am. I just saw this and it looks like you get a lot of product as a discount. And, you know, I know it's annoying and they should have asked you if you wanted to change your credit card here, but they didn't. And within like an hour, she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for catching this. I just updated it. I'm like, oh, thank God. So, yeah, so we gotta kind of be on top of things like that too, because we once had people who did work the business and signed people up and now don't even log in here. So it's kind of like, it's kind of sometimes on us to, you know, it wouldn't have been my fault if they canceled her, but you know, it's nice to pay attention and see what's going on in other people's stuff there. So, but in the office here on this first screen too, they changed, they added a couple things over on the left if you scroll down. So under the recent activity, they added a new preferred customer section, new partner section, and you know, everything that is, I think that's all been there before, but they added a couple things in the customer section, the preferred customer section, the partner section. So and then this is always your latest breaking coach news and everything that's kind of happening and going on. Like this was announced on the National Wake Up Call today that starting July 17th, there's a new bike customer sale. So it's for everybody. It's not just for partners, coming July 17th. So you want to, if you don't, sometimes I don't get on the National Wake Up Call right at 11. So I miss all of Keyshawn's stuff. So I'll check the coach breaking news to see what's new there. And see if I missed anything, because everything that she says on the call is also posted here. And Kevin Shaw does a recap too, usually weekly, on everything. The marketing tools were moved a little bit. They're not as easy to find. So I just clicked the view all because I was like, where's nutrition? Where's like I don't even see it. So, because I was trying to find the 4-week gut protocol, like before and afters and stuff. And so then that expands this a little bit more, so that you can go through and see what you're looking for. So the 4-week gut protocol was in the eating plan toolkits. So I was looking for stuff and having a hard time. So they've added stuff, they've moved stuff around, they're trying to make it all easier in one place. So we just have to be patient, right? We just have to be patient that change has happened. I'm having people come back to the business after years of being away, and they're like, where do I start? I'm like, just pick a program, just go pick a program. And then I send them usually my super blocks and body blocks video so that they kind of know what those are. And then I just say, pick a program, pick a date to start, and start inviting to your first group. And you'll kind of learn everything else along the way, because there's a lot that has happened. Before I hop out of this, any questions? Okay. Let me stop screen sharing. All right. So what that projected rank report does is it gives you control of your business so that you're able to easily go in and say, okay, if I'm looking to get to the next rank, how do I get there? What? And it's just right there for you. And I love the PV part because that's always confusing for me. I'm always like, people are like, what do I need for Ruby? I'm like, 75, and I think you need 100 for diamond, and then I think it's just 200 for all-star diamond, but it's going to be good for me to be like, hey, here's where you go and look for that, because I think it's I'm a big, proponent of you going to find the information for yourself, right? And so when people ask questions on the team page, I try to link the FAQ to it or say, did you check the FAQ? Or somebody will say, I looked everywhere. I can't figure this out. And then I'll go look and find it and say, here it is. But it's better for you. I think that's the biggest gift, as annoying as it was. That was the biggest gift Keith gave me early on in this business. And honestly, I think part of it is because he didn't know the answers and he didn't know where to find the answers. So he just was like, I don't know. But he would just ignore me completely. If it was something that I could find out on the National Wake Up Call or Breaking Coach News or in the FAQ or in my coach office, he never answered me. And he still does that now because some of his coaches come and ask me questions. I'm like, why do I have to stop answering questions? But so I think it's big to empower yourself to go and find the answers and try to figure it out, because then because people are like, well, how do I purchase Chopwood Carry Water? Like, what are those options? I'm like, if you watch the Body Basics from Kevin and took your notes, you would know, because that's how I found out. Like or someone will ask a question and I'll say, I don't know that answer off the top of my head, so I'm going to go to the FAQ and look. So could you go do that first and let us know the answer? Just because I don't know, always know either. I have to go look it up as well. Like, I don't know the pricing on things. Like, I didn't know 4-week gut protocol pricing the other day. I was like, oh shoot, I don't even know. Like, if someone just wants that, like, can they even do that? Like, I was like I don't, because I've just been selling total solution packs and I haven't. And we had the gut protocol packs when it launched. Now we don't. You just add it on. So I have to figure things out still too, because there's a lot and things keep changing, right?
Yeah.
Good. So I hope that was helpful. Like I said, if you go back and you listen to the vision call last week, we really talk about rank, and because when you're working towards rank and you're signing partners, not PCs only, your volume will grow and your income will grow. So everything will grow as you're signing partners, because if you're only signing PCs, they're just basically customers, right? And so your business isn't going to go any further. So you want your business to expand, and that's signing partners like yourself that are also going to work the business. And someone today, like, I saw her, she's in our challenge group, and I've talked to her about the business numerous times, but she doesn't use any of the supplements. But she literally just linked Beachbody On Demand and shared on her timeline. I'm like, like, she just just the generic, if anyone wants, not that anyone really goes and clicks and buys it anyway, but I was like, hey, so how about we just get you signed up for $15? And actually, I think she has to pay the $40 because she doesn't use any of the supplements, but I wish they would do away with that too. I wish it would just be a flat 50, because that's annoying too. So I'm like, just go sign up and then you'll have a link to send people, even if you only sell Beachbody On Demands, fine. Right. And so, she's not going to be one that will build my business unless she changes her mind. And there are people on the National Wake Up Call that they explained that that's all they wanted to do in the beginning. And then they gave Shakeology a try, or the Performance Line, or collagen, or whatever. beach bars, and then they decided to build the business a little bit more. So, there's so many ways that you can just help a partner get started in whatever way they're comfortable in. So just knowing that is helpful.
Well, it's not, I mean, Emily Bobber got her started.
Yeah.
You know, I remember her talking about she just like started with 80 Day and then just wanted to just do it. And then it was like, all right, well, maybe I can make some money because she was referring people. And then all of a sudden she blew up with it.
Right.
You know, so she's like, same thing. I mean, how many, we hear that all the time too on the
Right.
call. They want to work it. And then all of a sudden they decided to work it.
Yeah. I think, and Danielle Natoni, I think, shares that she like got a pirated version of Insanity or something. Like she didn't even pay for her. She
I
like,
knew there was a coach who did that. And it was kind of funny. I
Yeah.
didn't think you admitting this, but
right,
this
right.
is what I did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And today's National Wake Up Call, she was great. She talked about how she just kind of, until she went to Summit, she was like, oh, I am totally playing this small, and just realized how like her potential and how much more she could be doing. And she, and she talked, it was a great call. I would make sure you go listen to that one if you haven't. She talked about, leading a team that you don't quite have yet. And so she gave a lot of tips on that, and how she only had it was her and one person, and they went to Summit together, like her and one partner that she had signed up, her friend, and that was good. And then Christy Kronzer and Janelle Summers spoke in the Body Basics, the 15-star takeover today. They were really good about. Janelle was basically everything that I teach you guys, but it was very detailed, just on making conversations and putting in things like I'm doing this in Teamsy now, for my contact management, so like someone started PT on Friday, so I put them in as a follow-up today and went and sent them a message and said, how did PT go Friday? Right? Like, just because that goes a long way when you're talking about their life, and then you go back and you say, hey, how was, and they're like, oh my gosh, they feel like you heard them, and be genuinely interested. Like Janelle was like, and then if like you're trying to follow up with them, but then that something happened, their dog had surgery, and you start asking, how did the surgery go? And then they just start talking about their dog and they don't even talk about body. She's like, okay, so we're going to talk about the dog today. But in a couple days, I'm going to go back to the message and be like, hey, were you interested in joining my group? So she's like, just let them talk and let them tell them about themselves and stuff. So, everything was really good today, all over I was like dialed in from like 11 to 12:30, just listening to everything. I was like, oh, this was good. So a lot of my personal development was all that today. So,
Awesome.
all right. Anything else?
I heard Amala talk on Instagram Live today about chocolate curry water. It's through Body, and it's through like it was really cool to see, and it was with I think he's the vice president of something, I think it was the programs and stuff, like some, I don't know, I think it's red hair and everything, that really cool, asking questions, and he was very genuine about telling us to, because a lot of people were asking about being bulky, about how much weightlifting is it, and he said most of the program is weightlifting. It's 70% weightlifting, 30% primal movements, but those primal movements are what you need to be able to lift the way you were lifting
Right.
through this program, he said. So
yeah,
again,
he did a
even
great
said, like,
video.
Yeah, he did a great video on it, he said.
On about people saying how will I get bulky, and women, and he just all of them just keep debunking the fact that we would have to take supplements and eat steak all day to
Yeah, if you want to look like a bodybuilder, you got to do what a bodybuilder does. And they're not
Right.
doing lift more or lift more,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, he said it specifically being bulky, and not necessarily even using the word bulky. He's if you want to gain that muscle that people possibly want, it boils down to your nutrition. Like everything really boils down to your nutrition, you know. And I'm surprised that no one asked because like what nutrition program would work best with this particular program because a lot of people like are because he specifically, if I'm not mistaken, one time I heard him say he likes Alana's program for this particular for Chop Wood Carry Water if I heard it correctly, but I might be wrong. But it sounds like you can do it with anything. Like he's tries to make it adaptable for everyone. It seems like, and I thought it was really cool. Like he was like a lot of the people who are there was this one person that is not into following any type of program. Like literally wrote like a letter or wrote like a email or something like that about how she's not into following any program, not like definitely not your typical like exercise person, but she gets excited every morning to wake up to do this program. Like she's loving it so much. So that really shows that he's putting something together for anyone, you know?
Right.
And I think they said something about that athletes are really seriously contemplating like they need more of the mobility and the primal movements for their own careers. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to listen to. He was on for a little while too.
Yeah, he's great. Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and he specifically said something about the same thing. I know he said this once before that do Elise's program. He specifically made a point of saying do Elise's program.
Yeah, I'm excited to do both of them together because I think the flexibility and the mobility are in both.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's why I chose the 4-day a week for Chop Wood because I was like, I need to continue with Bar Blend. So,
Did you start it today?
I started Chop Wood, yeah, today. Yep, I
Did you
did.
like it? A lot?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it until next week. I'm
Yeah.
gonna start next week.
Yeah, it was good. Tomorrow's shoulders, and then I'll do Bar Blend, and then I'll do 2 days of him again, and then Bar Blend. So Bar
That's a
Blend
good
days,
idea.
Wednesdays and Saturdays. Well, I'm just following the 4-day a week calendar for
Right.
Chop Wood Carry Water, and on the active rest days, I'm just doing Bar Blend. So,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, but I think, yeah, I liked it. I don't honestly like, I see so many people like just, and I get it. Not everybody is for everybody, and not every program is for everybody, but like, honestly, the only program I dislike is T25. But I like the T25 Super Block, but I dislike the original T25.
Yeah,
And I'll never do Insanity again. I will never do the original Insanity again because there's no need for that. But I enjoyed it when I did it. But like I just, and I don't know. People are just like, oh,
it's funny you should say that though, because I was the one person that was not very big on bar and and what's her name? Little one, Andrea.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, Elise this time around in Bar Blend is totally different. She's like wiser, like her old, like she explains everything about what she went through. And I think that's why, I don't know, maybe it's for me that I feel like I resonate more with her now that she's older and like she's explaining her problems like that she had and that she feels a lot stronger doing this time. I don't know, I just feel like she resonated with me and that's why I figured I'm giving it my all because I really do enjoy her this time around. And I love the program.
I think a lot of the
really
super
liking it.
trainers just do whatever they're told the first round of anything because they're like they want to win over. They want to just do whatever the team is telling them to do because they want to win them over and stick around type thing. And then I think once they get comfortable that when they start doing other programs, they just get better over time. And I think it's because they're able to bring more of themselves into it comfortably. Which is great, but
you got a point there.
Great. Good. All right, I will let you ladies go. We will go to got a child popping in, so
Was that Sammy or was that Ella?
that was Ella.
Uh,
All right. So have a good night. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, Ella.
I love
we miss you in the morning.
Oh,
Nice
she's
to
asleep.
see you.
She's sleeping.
All
All
I don't
right.
think Ella's ever been there in the morning.
No, I know, right? She's like, no, she's a sleepy. And then Sammy makes me turn off the video if she comes downstairs.
Sleepy Beauty.
I know. She has her friends sleeping over. And I'm like, well, you have to, I'm waking her up at 10 every day because